Good morning and welcome to Ag Talk and Raw, where I talk raw about agriculture and other things that are on my mind. Yes, I know I posted a video yesterday, but that was out of character for me. I'm normally a Wednesday, Sunday kind of guy, and, well, let's put it this way. I screwed up. I didn't actually screw up. I was going to post that on November 30th. Yesterday was not November 30th. It was the 1st of December. But November 30th, something happened with the upload and it failed. So I just decided to go ahead and post it on a Saturday, and then I would make this one on Sunday. Which is cool because, you know what, I don't really mind making these videos. I actually enjoy them. Oh, shoot, I made a mistake. Let's say we back that sucker up and cancel this. My goodness, I am just a train wreck. Oh, for the love of Mike. Anyway, so I need to switch my account here so I can get to my... Nope. Wrong channel again, Wesley. Can you just... And I actually have... wow. Anyways, let me get to the right account here so that I can actually do this in a somewhat of a smart fashion. So, here's a funny thing. And I hate doing this because it's just stupid, right? So, oh my God. Wesley. Anyways, this is what I hate doing. I have this Ag Talking to Raw, right? Ag Talking to Raw is the channel that you're watching right at this very moment. And it took me like forever to get to 10,000 subscribers. Every month I gained 125, I gained 150, I gained 80, I gained 60. But I was always gaining, but I never moved up in the subscriber rate. Which, you know, where it says total subscribers, it says right now 10,268 subscribers. It has been that way for 2 weeks now. And as of last month, 334 new subscribers have subscribed to my channel since I hit that 10,268. Now, maybe they're not putting them up until the end of the month, but it was like 6 months that the subscriber rate never even changed. So, whatever. I guess I can complain about that until I'm blue in the face. Nobody's going to hear me anyway. But I am a serious YouTuber. If you didn't know, you can see this little thing in the back here, like right at the top of my finger. That means I've reached 100,000 subscribers on my other channel. And I'd like to actually bring this channel up to that status so that I could actually put another one right next to it. So in order for that to happen, people that are watching this need to hit the subscribe button. Not that it makes any difference, you know. I'm perfectly happy with what I do. I don't post millions of videos on this one, just 2 a week mostly, 1.5 a week, the way this is going. And I talk about different subjects like weather, corn, politics. And I know a lot of people don't like the politics side of it, but that's why I created this channel. Because if you didn't know, agriculture and politics go hand in hand. Because whatever a politician does, it greatly affects a farmer or a producer, if you want to go the modern name. I prefer farmer. Maybe they can say that it is an antiquated name for someone like me. A farmer should be considered a producer. Back in the 90s, they really changed it through the Farm Service Agency. They stopped calling us farmers. They started calling us producers. And it may have even been earlier, like in the late 80s, but I didn't really go into the Farm Service agencies. I would go to meetings with my dad and even sometimes with my grandfather. On my mother's side, we would go to, I think I only ever went to one meeting with him. Now, my grandfather on my dad's side, I was 9 years old when he passed away, so it's, I didn't get to see too much of him. I remember him quite vividly and fondly, mostly when he's standing on the corner of the porch with a bugle, playing God knows what and sending the heifers through the fence. I remember that quite well. Or one time me and my sisters were playing in the front yard and my grandfather came out. He worked swing shift at the paper mill. That's what he did. He worked swing shift at the paper mill. My dad and my grandmother took care of the farm. He would work the swing shift, and if it was a night shift, he would come home, sleep for a couple of hours, and then go right to working in the fields or whatever it was that we were doing. And then he would, go to sleep in the evening when they would start milking. He would get the cows in the barn, and I remember this. He would get the cows in the barn, and then he would get the cows in the barn. My grandmother would start milking along with my mother and my father. and then he would go in and go to sleep. Well, us kids, we went and played in the front yard while he was trying to sleep, and I'll never forget the screen door on the old house. My grandmother's house today does not look like it did when he was alive. They finished that house in like October, and he died December 29th of 1981. So it was kind of crazy how things went. But I'll never forget the old house. The porch was not as wide as it is now. It left about 8 feet on either side. And it was it was concrete, but it wasn't. It was something that my great-grandfather had put in. My great-grandparents had put in that porch, and it was southern exposure, meant to resemble a southern-style home down in, the South. So it's kind of rare to see a house like that in New Jersey, one that looks like my grandmother's house, but they wanted a full double-decker porch. And, so that's what they got. But I'll never forget playing in the yard and my grandfather coming out with his penknife in his hand saying, "I'll skin you alive!" And us 3 kids took off for home. We ran around the barn as fast as we could because, he scared the shit out of us. I mean, literally, "I'll skin you alive." And he had a knife in his hand, He would never do it, but he scared the shit out of us. We ran for home. My dad came home, and guess what? We got our butts whooped for waking up my grandfather. Yeah. I was like, good golly, man. The old guy just scared the hell out of us, and now we're getting beat. Fond memories of growing up on the farm. But anyway, so where in the hell was I going with this thing? I don't even know. So I guess I don't know what I was talking about, but I was just talking about things on the farm and my childhood. I have a lot of memories and a lot of stories that I could tell, and I do generally tell stories as raw as they are on my One Lonely Farmer channel. I very rarely put them on here. But One Lonely Farmer channel, I just posted a video, and there's a story that I'm sure I'm going to be called a racist, and it will most likely be flagged for using the N word, even though it's just a story. It actually factually happened. My dad came along and reminded me of, these black guys, before they actually painted the roofs, they covered themselves in Vaseline. They would buy those economy-sized petroleum jelly, and they would cover themselves in Vaseline so that aluminum paint wouldn't stick to their skin, and then they would wash it off with gasoline, which was insane. But, and they smoked, too. Them boys, they were smoking up on, it's crazy stuff. But it's, sometimes these stories are not even believable, but I witnessed them. I was there. I saw it happen. I was there. So, anyways, I'm just really kind of excited about this coming year. I can't wait for 2018 to wither away into unfond memory. I have the best crop of hay I've ever had in my life. The problem is it's out in the field. 2018, we are at 64 plus inches of rain right now, and it's December 2nd. December 2nd is, basically we've got 31 days of, I think it's 31 days, 30 or 31 days left in this month, 30 or 29 or 30 days left in this month to get rain, and I'm sure we will get another 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches of rain. We'll be probably over 70 inches of rain, where normally we struggle to get. The average is like 44 or 45 inches of rain in a year. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get close to 70, if not more than 70 inches of rain. Will I get my hay made? Yes, I absolutely will get my hay made. I will. I know that my driver is nervous. He's actually quite scared that I'm not going to get my hay made. The reason being he's nervous that I'm not going to get my hay made is because he drives, and he's never seen a year like this, and he's never seen us do a year of winter haymaking, which to me, it's just it's a nuisance. It can be a real pain in the ass for the simple reason that equipment sinks when you find thawed ground in frozen situations, and it just makes it makes life a living hell. But what I'm going to do is actually windrow this hay when it gets frozen enough that we can windrow it, and we're just going to go and windrow this hay as fast as we can. So if we get a forecast of a week of frozen weather, we are going to run 24/7. I say 24/7. It's probably not going to be 24/7, but we're going to run pretty hard. As hard as we can, as long as we can, until I get this hay made. And because I really, truly want to go to the Philippines in February. Teresa has to go. She has to pick up her mother in order to maintain her status as a resident of the United States. I have to respond to Teresa. She just got to church. He's sleeping. Okay. So anyway, she got to church. I watched the boy. She's got a special occasion at church today, so she goes to church. I watched the boy. He's working out pretty good right now. In the long run, eventually I'm going to have to start going to church because it's kind of annoying her that I'm not. And I've been prolonging and procrastinating, and if the church was right up the road, I'd just go put in my hour of time and then come back. But it's not. It's an hour's drive there, an hour of sitting in front of a guy that I don't understand the language fully, and then another hour's drive home. It's to me, it's a pain in the ass. I have 3 hours of my life that are just annoyance. I can deal with an hour a day, but 2 hours, 3 hours, I'm like, ugh, I got so much to do. But anyways, enough of that. I still love my lovely Teresa enough that I will do it. It's just, I'm just going to be in protest not in protest. I'm just going to be very quiet about it. But whatever, sometimes you do. He did eat. He did. Yep. He did. He ate. So anyway, sometimes you do things that you don't really want to do just to make your partner happy. Even if you don't believe in half the shit that is happening at the time, you just do it just to make your partner happy. But, I love her and she loves me, and I'll do the things that maybe I'm not going to be happy about, but I'll do it to make her happy, and that's just the way it is. No, he did. He ate. God, woman. He ate. Ugh. This woman is ruining my live stream. It's not a live stream, but my recording. So anyways, in greater news, I have been told not to use Pioneer seed corn. Do not use Pioneer seed corn. Pioneer seed corn sucks. Pioneer seed corn will fall over. Pioneer seed corn this. Pioneer seed corn that. The funny thing about Pioneer seed corn, it is the parent variety to 90%, well, let's say 50% of other variety. So I know a lot of guys said, oh, use Beck's. Well, Beck's bought their parent seed from someplace. And, we had Cardinal seed years ago. If anybody remembers Cardinal seed, they sent us 4 free bags of seed corn, and it was awesome. And it was basically a brown bagger that had started up, and then the Cardinal seed company got bought up by, I don't know whether it was Monsanto or whoever, but anyways, they got bought up by the people they bought the parent seed from to create their hybrids. Yes, hybrids. You have parent seeds or 2 separate varieties that create a hybrid. The hybrid is what's left after, what is made up of 2 varieties, or two other varieties create a hybrid. So you detassel the hybrid that you want, and then you have the mama and the papa variety which pollinate. And don't ask me. I'm not. I don't do that for a living, but I have had good open pollinated corn before, though. Okay, open pollinated corn, very inconsistent kernels, but it yielded pretty good. I mean, if you're saving $200 an acre in seed costs, or $150 an acre in seed costs, which is about what it is right now, it's you can have a little less yield. And you're going to have inconsistent looking ears, but open pollination, I'm actually going to plant some of that stuff. Shumways has it. Timmy Cornpicker has planted some, and it looks okay. He's got open pollinated, and it'll look good. It's just no reason why you have to spend $50 million on a particular variety, or a hybrid variety, for an extra 4 bushels to the acre when you're saving $100 an acre in seed. So, I'd go for that. And, I'm not afraid to say it. I'd rather have money in my pocket than money in the field. But whatever. I'm definitely going to explore several different avenues as far as seed corns, varieties. I like the Pioneer idea for the simple reason that Pioneer does produce good yield. It always has. Anybody that we used to grow Pioneer wheat seed, Pioneer soybean seed, Pioneer seed corn. It was just, we grew it. Back in the 80s we did, and then we kind of got away from it because the price difference was really up there, and for 3 or 4 bushels to the acre higher yield on 200 acres of corn is, a few thousand bushels of corn more does not pay for the input of the cost input to get you there. So we used Jocks back in the day. Jocks seed was awesome. I mean, we had really good luck with it. And then one year we used Muncie Chief, and Muncie Chief seed corn was garbage beyond garbage. So anyway, so I know that I will never use channel seed. I see the Minnesota Millennial Farmer, he uses a lot of channel seed, and God bless him, because I used channel seed the last year that I grew corn, and that was really one of the deciding factors in me not growing corn again for a while. It was crap. It was absolute crap. They came in and they propped it up, and they're like, oh yeah, this is what the heck was it? We were using Fielder's Choice. For years we used Fielder's Choice. Fielder's Choice was a really good company, and then it got bought up, and then by Monsanto, and then Channel was like the replacement for Fielder's Choice, and they said, oh, well, this is the same as Fielder's Choice number blah blah blah, and this is different than that one. But so I had T.A. Dobler's that I had gotten from a neighbor up here. He was T.A. Dobler's salesman, and I had this channel seed, and the channel seed was it was trash. It was absolute trash. The T.A. Dobler seed was good. It was good, but I hate trash seed. I just hate trash seed. So we just didn't grow it anymore. So now that I've got this wonderful spent compost out of the mushroom barns that I'm spreading on these fields, and I'm going to use that in my fertilizer program extensively, like almost exclusively, I probably will put some liquid nitrogen down as a carrier for the herbicide. And I don't think I'm going to put anything in the row units, like fertilizer-wise, in the row units at all. As a pop-up or anything, just because the nutrients will be worked into the soil from the spent compost. And I'm kind of excited about this coming year. I think we're going to have a good crop, even though I haven't even gotten it in the ground yet. Just for the simple reason, organic matter grows crops. It really does. But hey, if it's a failure, it's a failure. What do you do? You just move on to something different and go from there. Pretty much made up my mind that I am not going to be buying new harvesting equipment or even planting equipment to do this job this year. If it works out really super well, then yeah, maybe next year I will upgrade to a 6-row corn head and a 6-row corn planter. I'm never going to go any bigger than that, because why? Corn isn't my main crop, and it's not something that I need to invest big dollars into for what, $4 corn or $4.25 corn. Just not, to me, it's just not smart to spend $50,000 to produce $100,000 worth of corn, or $200,000 worth of corn, and maybe possibly have a failure. I will not be dealing with the government. And one more time, I will not be dealing with the government on this endeavor. I actually encourage all farmers, real producers, to step away from the government programs. You see, the government uses the information that you give them against us. as you may be disagreeing with me right now, but they compile that information and then they turn it over to investors, and investors say, okay, we have so many million or billion bushels of each crop that we can sell and trade on the open market. And if the Farm Service Agency or the United States Department of Agriculture says, hey, we've had a bumper crop, then the investors are what are hurting the American farmer or the worldwide farmers around the world with that information. So I say tell the government to go piss up a rope and suck the other end, because they're not helping you. They will say that they're helping you, and they will give you penance, these little subsidies that are a joke and a half's ass. So, like loan deficiency payments, you can go get a loan against the crop that's in your bin. But if you, if you sell corn or beans out of that bin, you can get into trouble. You have to talk to them first. They have to release so many bushels, and then you have to pay the interest on that anyway. And I mean, we've done it in the past. Before I kind of wised up and realized, you know what, the government just wants to fuck us in the ass anyway. They want to make other people money. They don't really want to make us money. And it's a sad situation. Crop insurance back in the day, when it was government subsidized crop insurance, and you went in, you signed up for Farm Service Agency. Okay, I was just listening for William. When you signed up your crops at the Farm Service Agency, then you took and then you got crop insurance, and you had like 3 levels of crop insurance. You had buy-up, which was the cheapest, or cat, which is the cheapest, and then you paid the buy-up premium, which, I don't know, gave you an extra 10 cents a bushel and on top of it. And if you had a good crop, then you paid half of the insurance policy, and the U.S. government paid the federal government paid the other half of it. But the reality was, what did you actually gain out of this? So when you have a bad year, all right, let's put it this way. If you had 5 good years and 1 bad year, the 5 good years took more money than what that 1 bad year gave you back. And it's like, man, I'm like a dog chasing its tail, On the bad year, I get, $20, $30, $40,000 in my bank account. Yay! I didn't have to shovel the grain out of the bin. But on the 4 good years, it's, motherfucker, I got $10,000 of goddamn crop insurance. I gotta goddamn pay these assholes. So what did you get? You got nothing. You took money. You gave it to a insurance company. They gave you nothing. Caused you a bunch of grief. And then you did have the bad year, so you got your $40,000 back. So why bother? And now with crop insurance, there's you have to have 4 different things in order to get one. And if one of your crops is not insured, that kicks you out. You still have to pay the bill, but you don't get, you can't collect your crop insurance. And that was when I said, fuck off, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't need to do this. I don't need to have this supplemental and this thing here and that thing there. It's like, holy shit, the bureaucrats really got on board, and now they have made it so difficult that you don't even know whether you're going to be able to have crop insurance or not when you need it, even though you paid the bill and you did all the filing, and you miss one crop. You know what that one crop is? It's grass hay. You have to have an insurance policy. It's called NAP. NAP. It is a insurance policy that covers grass hay or any other kind of hay, types of hay, not alfalfa. I don't know if it's alfalfa, but anyways, it's NAP coverage. Never any payment. You will never get money back. It's a cheap policy, but there was one year, one of the final years that I was dealing with the Farm Service Agency, and I did not have a NAP coverage. And I got a call from my cousin who worked in the Farm Service Agency. She's like, Wesley, you really need to get this NAP coverage. I was like, fuck it, I ain't paying that $250 charge for what? So I have to have, to what? So I could get crop insurance on the real crops, the ones that I have to pay no matter what, whether I have NAP or not. And anyways, I did end up going in and paying the $250 fine for the NAP. And yeah, but I'm done with that crap. They'll call me up, and years ago, back in the 90s, we actually went into the Farm Service Agency. We filled out paperwork, and, it took us about 2-3 hours to sign stuff up. We didn't need signatures from property owners. We just signed the crops that we had in the ground up. And then if there was a payment, a DCP or cyclical payment or whatever the hell it is, an oilseed payment, you got paid. And we actually used it. It was you'd get money every year from the federal government. It was okay. You know, I was like, oh, wow, so they're paying me for my time to come in here and do this. And the more ground that I got, the less payments there were. The more ground I got, the less payments there were. And then finally, the last year that I actually signed anything up, there was $800 worth of payments that were going to come to me. Wow, $800, you know. I had more corn than I ever had. I had more soybeans than I ever had. I had more hay than I ever had. And I got the least amount of money for the most amount of time. I had to run around to all my property owners. I had to get signatures from them. I had to, God, what the hell else? There was just so much crap that I had to do. And then I had to sign paperwork like this all fucking day. What used to take 2 hours time to do turned into a week and a half of bullshit or more just to get signatures and property owners on board, let them know. And then you got the occasional property owners like, well, what do you mean you're making money off of my ground? What do you mean the government's going to pay? I want half of that. And then you ended up with a big fiasco. And now you have to get signatures every freaking year. Kiss my ass. I'm not doing it. So anyway, if you're going to be growing corn or soybeans or anything, wheat, rye, whatever is insurable, just make sure you got your ducks in a row before you go into that freaking farm service agency. The paperwork is stupid, silly. I will not be doing that. I'm a farmer producer. I will put my life on the line to grow a crop that I believe in, and I don't need any help from the federal government. I don't need people saying, oh, Wesley Pandy, he was on the USDA and he got $250,000 since 1994. Well, people don't understand that those loans that you get from Farm Service Agency go on as payments. And even though you paid back those loans, it still goes on as you had that money. You got that money. It doesn't say, oh, but by the way, of that $250,000, Mr. Wesley Pandy, he actually paid back $190,000 of it in loans that he used to build his business and stuff, you know, or to offset the pricing of $1.75 corn, and you know, you took the loan, you got $2.25, and then if you didn't, you know, if the price of corn never got over $2.25, then you made out if it got, because that was the loan deficiency. So you had the money all at once, and then in the spring the government would say, okay, time to ship the corn. And if the corn had spoiled in the bin, which we had one year, we just could not get the damn thing to, I don't know, it was a nightmare. But yeah, so I sold the corn out that way. I made out okay, but the loan was paid back. They bought the corn. And again, there it is in black and white on a computer screen, and it's been pointed out many times. Oh, you've gotten over $250,000 in the last 20 years. Well, big fucking deal. I'm sure anybody that works at their regular job in an office has made over $250,000 in the last 25, 30 years, 25 years. You know, I've farmed all my life, but I didn't sign up in the Farm Service Agency until I think 92 or 94. I think it was 94 when I officially became a farmer on my own. The year Timothy was born, and he'll be 25 in April, so a quarter of a century ago. But anyway, that's just me rambling on, I guess. Yeah, I guess there's not really too much to talk about other than that. I mean, it's raining again. Right now, it's raining again. I painted those fuel tanks yesterday. And then later on, Teresa comes out and she says, hey, you know, it's supposed to rain. I was like, what? What do you mean it's supposed to rain? I had no idea. I thought it was supposed to rain in the morning, and then the blue skies came out, and that was the end of it. I didn't pay a close enough attention to the weather report, so. But anyway, I guess I'm done yammering on about this. I mean, if there's any subjects you would like me to talk about, you can put it in the comment section below. You know, maybe I should just go into the Baylor talk in November and see what I have here. There's comments I'm sure that need to be addressed. That was yesterday's video. Awesome to see the silver play button. Good work, Wes. Thank you. Maybe you could get a John Deere baler or to demo during the straw baling adventure. Would be a good deal for you and John Deere. I took a demonstration of a John Deere baler back in 2015, and I was impressed, but I wasn't sold on the baler. I know they have the 1 Series balers now, and you know, there's another channel that is probably watching this this video right now, and he is in love with the John Deere 1 Series. He's 331. Claims he was going to get it this year, but I haven't seen it on his farm yet. I saw that he had gotten a demonstration, but to me, put your money where your mouth is and do it. Shit or get off the pot, as my grandmother would say. So there you go. To me, the John Deere baler is an okay baler, but I need a professional quality or a commercial quality baler, and that is with the Krone baler. So there you go. And Krone is supposed to be sending me clothing and stuff, which is awesome because Pro Ag Design did. You can see that's by the Morris Company. I think it's right there, right? Where's it on that side? No, it's on this side. Morris. So William's waking up. So anyways, I'm probably gonna have to go pretty quick. But you save twine when you only have 6 instead of 8, so you will save in the long run. Correct? No, not correct. Not correct. That's what I was thinking. Okay, the AGCO twine costs twice as much, but even though the 8-twine Krone uses 33% more, it's cheaper than AGCO. Time is $100 a bale times 6 knotters, 600, and I'd say 200 bale, that's $3 a bale. Cordex twine is $50 a bale, and 8 knotters, 400, and it does the same as 200 bales, it's $2 a bale. These numbers I'm using are not actual, but a simple comparison, assuming the factors are the same. Except the twine cost. The 8-tie, you can use lower knot strength twine and get the same results because of the more twine is spread the stress over. And that is exactly correct. Mad Farmer 912 Dave, you can use a 550-pound knot strength twine in 8-tie form and still have a tighter or as tight a bale as a 6-tie Heston Massey Ferguson and get probably more hay in those bales. More hay in the bales. And that boy is waking up, so I'm going to have to use. I'm going to have to go. But yes, the baling twine, it isn't twice as much, but it is $20 a ball more for that twine. And you can't just say, okay, it's $20 a ball more for 6 than it would be for 8. Well, if you have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140 bucks to do the same as what the 8-tie does for 64, maximum $64, you're double. It's double. It costs twice as much to do that 6-tie twine. Less stress on the knotters, possibly. I don't know. But to me, 8-tie is the way to go if I was going to go that route. It's cheaper. For the same money to buy the machine, it is cheaper. We seed Pioneer hybrids for years. Had only good luck with them. Had only good luck with them. We tried Syngenta NK hybrids. They aren't bad, but we were used to Pioneer. We also tried some more local seeds from Croatian company. We are from Slovenia. Seed company in BC Institute. We are cheaper to buy it, but the year-old wasn't as good, but we used better fertilizer. Weather conditioners were better. We came to the conclusion that it's better to spend a couple euros more on the seed, and the harvest you get a better yield. So yes, I kind of do agree with that. Turn your microphone up. Too quiet. Well, I'm quiet because my little boy is in the background. Greetings from South Africa. All right, did you factor in 8-string versus 6 strings? You'll need less balls of string for the AGCO baler. Yes, I actually did. I did that in the comparison that I said. No, look at my later post. I did. $50 plus a ball for twine versus $32 a ball maximum for the 650 knot strength baling twine. You can get 700 knot strength baling twine from Krone, but 650 knot strength is what they would normally use in that Krone 8-tie. You could get to 700, it's fine, but it's not. It's somewhere between $34 and $36 a ball. So at $50 to $55 for a ball of 800-pound knot strength twine versus $34 to $36. So you're looking at $20, somewhere's around $20 more. 20 times 6 is what? 120 bucks, right? It's $120, not $140. $120. So $120 versus 2 extra balls at, say, 64, say $64, $65, $66. You're almost doubling the cost of the twine over the 8-tie chrome baler. So it's pretty simple to figure that out. Just because you're only adding 2 more, because you're not putting the 54 knot strength twine or $54 a ball twine in $50 to $55 ball twine across all 8 strings. You're still only using that $30 to $35 ball of twine all the way across the board, which is, again, $20 a ball cheaper. So you got 8 balls that are $20 cheaper. So that's $160 versus the 6, which is $120. $160 cheaper, whereas the other is $120 more. Fuck it. It ain't worth it. So there you go. $50 a freaking dollars for a ball of string wearing a double hockey sticks. The freaking goose that shits the golden eggs and pay for the twine. Well, correct. And I don't care what you say. A string that's 2 inches closer to each other across the whole thing will hold more than the great span of, say, 6 or 7 inches apart. So you take something that's 4 inches apart, close to the edges. The outside strings are the ones that are going to break. So the farther to the outside of that bale of hay that string is, the better it's going to hold that bale of hay. And, of course, so on and so forth. Because if you've only got 6 strings, the hay is going to be curling around. It's a leverage thing. New Holland actually had a great idea with their balers. They had their twine closer to the edge of the bale than what Heston did. And they held really well. Those bales, not for nothing, New Holland did produce a bale of hay that stayed together. The baler didn't stay together, but the bale of hay stayed together. I had less broken bales with that than I did in the previous models when they actually moved the twine closer to the edge because there's not that leverage of pressure pulling on that outside string. When I had the older BB960A and the BB960, which was a 5-tie, because the BB960 was a 5-tie, the BB960A was a 6-tie. And when they went to the 6-tie, they actually moved the outer ones farther out. But the Heston, they were about 2 inches closer to the center. And you have that more leverage of that hay wanting to come out of the sides. Maybe that explains it. But anyways, my son is crying, so I'm going to have to go. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.